Okay, it's Saturday, July 21st. It's about 20 till 7 a.m. We just left Dana Point and we're headed to Avalon. Looks like today's going to be not much. There'll be forecast is 5 to 10 knots out of the west. Might be 10 to 15 by the afternoon. We're headed pretty much due west, not quite. So we're gonna, whatever wind we have is gonna be right on our nose. So we expect to be motoring all day today, or most of it. We don't have the main up or anything right now. We're just motoring. Tomorrow it's gonna be like 10 to 15, settling 15 to 20, coming out of the west. So we're looking for some fantastic sailing on the way back. So this is pretty cool. Check this out. We can see the island straight from Dana Point super clearly through the clouds. We got some bait fish jumping right at the surface here. Should be right abeam of us. Yeah, oh, they're jumping a little bit right there. So I saw these seagulls come down for them. 709. We've got a pod of dolphins, our first one for the trip. Quite a few of them. Are there any off the bow? They looks like they went on. Nope, there's still another one up here. I see at least one. Or a couple. Debbie's going to inspect the bow, looking for dolphins. So it's 8:07. We have just a little bit over 25 miles to get to Avalon. Just pulled up the Avalon Harbor website on my phone and saw that there's just about zero, very close to zero. There's a small handful of moorings left in Avalon. So thought maybe they were just in the process, or at least I was hoping they were just in the process of updating their website, because they keep kind of an active count of how many moorings are available. And then just a couple of minutes ago, the Coast Guard came out with a security update and said that the California ski race is today. So evidently there's a race from Long Beach to Avalon with water skiers. So they race all the way to Avalon. So I'm guessing there's a bunch of boats and stuff like that with people planning to be there for the finish. So we're likely gonna divert to Two Harbors area, Emerald Bay, one of those places. The only issue with that is we left a little bit later this morning in anticipation of going to Avalon. So we won't have any issues getting to Two Harbors. But we're not going to have as much daylight, so we want to do some snorkeling and stuff like that. Now I think we're going to be pushed, so we'll still get there during daylight and everything. I haven't readjusted my waypoints to get an estimate on what the arrival time is going to be. So either way, I might try and hail Avalon as we get a little bit closer to the island. We don't cross the shipping lanes or anything like that, and see what the mooring situation is like, and if it looks like we'll be able to get one, we'll probably still go to Avalon. 9:40. A little bit less than 20 miles to Avalon. So looks like there's some more moorings that open up in Avalon. We'll have to check again as we get closer, but last time I checked the website, it looked like there were 5 30-foot moorings and 2 40-foot moorings, and then a couple opened up, a couple of 40-footers in Descanso and maybe one in Hamilton. All right, it's about 10:15. Just getting ready to hit the northbound coastwise shipping lane here. Let's take a look. There's all kinds of boats running around here, so pretty busy in the area. But see that ship? That ship's coming northbound, and he's the guy that we kind of have to look out for. So we're looking at the.
I'm working my way back there. We went a big circle. We hit
looking at AIS out here. He's
all the way down, almost to the West Butterfly, and then now we're just going across the. We just want to cross the 43.
Hopefully this will come up.
And,
so
we're looking at the wave.
he is moving 9.4 knots, 967 foot ship with 103 feet of beam and 39 foot draft.
There's less noise. And get hold of me on this.
Looks like he's about a little over 7 miles away. So we're doing about 4.8 knots. I'm going to guess that he's going to pass about a mile and some change in front of us. That was my earlier guess. Go back and look at the AIS data. So 41 minutes TCPA, closest point, 1.358 miles, 1.457. So looks like he's going to pass in front of us. But if this shows up, if he's showing up out here at all, if you can see him out there or not, he's quite a ways out there, and it's hard to tell right now whether we're going to pass in front of him or not just by looking, because you can't really tell visually. At least I can't tell how fast this guy's going. So it's nice to have all these electronics and everything like that in place. Okay, getting a little bit closer to the shipping lane as predicted. Check this guy out. A wide angle lens, so object may be closer than he appears. What do you think of that ship?
Pretty amazing how easy it cuts through the water and not bouncing up and down like we are.
So at 11 o'clock, we're just entering the shipping lanes. We're in the contiguous sea, so we're out of the territorial sea now, which is 12 miles, past 12 miles out. So once we go a couple more miles, another couple more miles, we'll be back in the territorial sea, which is the 12-mile radius that goes around Catalina Island. All right, it's just about 1 o'clock. We are under the 5-mile mark from Avalon. Still can't get data, so I don't know if can't get to the site to see what the mooring availability looks like, but we'll find out in an hour, a little bit less. Must be our lucky day. We got a mooring. A little worried at one first. Mooring number 14. 14. We'll see how the tide goes. I don't know if we'll get this on film or not. There's a lot going on around here. Got 3 parasailers, fishing boats, power boats, patrol boats. I think the Catalina Flyer Express is getting ready to back out. So that's it for this report. 4:45. This is Lover's Cove, snorkeling area. You can see all those fish and Garibaldi, and I don't know what the other ones are down there. Pretty ugly tie up at the mooring, but we made it. So we're here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and see what this place is all about. This is super awesome. This is way better than just snorkeling off the boat. These fish are all over the place. All right, 7 p.m. Took a little nap after our snorkeling adventure, so we've been back on the boat. We were debating on whether to have dinner on the boat or to go ashore. Debbie is cooking brats. Pretty excited about it because I'm starving. So this is probably the busiest weekend. I think maybe last year we were here. I don't know if it's 4th of July weekend or it was Memorial Day or Labor Day or something last year, but this is a total shit show. Lots and lots and lots of people making lots and lots and lots of noise. Harbor Police is telling these idiots to turn it down. Good for him. Alright, 6:15 Sunday morning. Got coffee and breakfast rolling. And we're just kind of taking our time getting ready with the hopes that we're actually going to sail back today versus motor all day. Pretty excited about that idea. Alright, it's about 5 minutes till 8. Engine's running. We had delicious bacon and eggs for breakfast. Bagel sandwiches. Still quite a few boats in the harbor. A few have left. I think you're supposed to bug out by 8 a.m. I don't know if anyone actually does hardly. So went and double checked the forecast. Right now there's no wind, so we're gonna head out. I don't know if we're gonna drift and try and sail or not. The forecast changed quite a bit, so I was expecting closer to 10 to maybe 15 this morning before long. We're not gonna have any wind according to the forecast up until double digits till about 1 p.m. maybe. And we're leaving at 8, so we're gonna have to make a decision whether or not we want to try and just kind of ghost along in these conditions. It's weird because the little bit of a breeze that I feel is actually from the east instead of from the west, which is expected for the rest of the day. So whatever we're getting here on the island's gonna shift, and it's gonna it'll shift around 180 degrees or pretty close to it before for the afternoon. During that time, probably won't have much wind to speak of. All right, 8:15. Yeah, this is what we've got. So we actually had a breeze yesterday evening. It was pretty nice. As usual, it settles down in the morning, but forecast originally had more wind, super flat, so we're going to be motoring for a while. Hopefully not all day.
Have a good one. See you guys.
Okay. So it's 10 till 10. We are now running full canvas. So we've got the head sail, the mainsail, and the staysail. We're trucking along around 3.7, 3.8 knots. I like to go a little bit faster, but we'll trim the sails. I've got the main strapped in a little tight, so we'll trim the sails, see if we can knock another tenth of a knot or so out on this, but it's pretty good. So I'm just sailing in the Pacific, minding my own business. Somebody comes up and starts washing my windows unsolicited. Next they're going to want a tip. It's almost 10:30. We have about 22 miles left to go. So we're about 10 miles out of Avalon. Here's a view of Catalina Island from about 10 miles out from the shipping lane perspective. Debbie's got her usual perch up on the foredeck, reading a book, as she likes to do when it's calm out. Probably the best seat on the boat, really, to hang out. 11:30, finally out of the shipping lanes. Not sure how all this guy's going to come up, but there's a Coast Guard cutter out there and a Coast Guard plane flying over right at the same time. All right, 12:30 update. We're about 14 miles out from Dana Point. I just finished my half-hour nap while Debbie watched the helm. Now it's her turn to take a nap. Mola sighting. Oh, shit. All right, Mola Mola. That's a good sighting, Deb. She's floating right at the top there. Winds come up a little bit, and we're making pretty consistently in the 5 knots, 5+ range, pretty consistently. So this is just about perfect for us. Got reach. 2 o'clock update. We're about 7 miles out from Dana Point. I'm actually about 20 degrees to port of Dana Point, debating on whether I really want to go dead downwind or not, or just stay on this tack and then jibe. We're making super good speed, and this is pretty comfortable, so I like it because we're not wobbling around too much. And we're doing 5.5 to 6 knots pretty consistently at this point, so the winds continue to build up a little bit more. "3 p.m. starts the small craft advisory." It's going to be fairly benign anyway. "3 p.m. update, 2.8 miles to Dana Point." So we're getting pretty close. Alright, looks like we got to fly over some V-22 Ospreys. Wait for it. I hear them. There they are. It's gotten pretty lively out here. How not to anchor your boat. Look at that. He's been there since the weekend, anchored right there with the sail up flogging. Blowing about 20 here in the marina, so probably going to be interesting for us to land